Hello students, good afternoon. Welcome to day 3 and the lesson we are discussing a sunny morning. As 2 days we have completed and this is the third day of the lesson, and during these 2 days we understood the stories of World War. The story is about two old lovers, Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura. They meet after a long time, after 70 years, in their old age, at at a park in Madrid. And there in Madrid, in the corner, there is a bench at the right side where they meet. They meet with argument. And how the story continues, as we all know. Now here in the book, we had where Gonzalo enters the scene and how he fights with Laura. So during these two people in conversation, Laura is happy that he could not get his bench because 3 priests are already sitting and he is looking for a bench in a park where he would get seat. But unfortunately, all the benches are occupied by the visitors. But there is one bench Laura sat on which where the half of the bench is vacant. So Jonito asks Gonzalo to go and sit with that lady. So he gets angry and says that the bench over there is mine. But Jonito says there is none. Of course, but my bench is waiting for me. So I will wait until they move out. So he waits, but unfortunately there is no hope of getting up from the benches by the three priests. Gonzalo gets angry and says they sat as if they glued to the desk. So later on, he has to retire from his words and go and sit with Laura. So the moment he starts going towards Laura, all the birds which were feeding, by the crumbs of Laura, all flew away. She got angry, and there is a little misunderstanding between these two. Then what happened, as we know, Laura says that can't you see that I am feeding the pigeons and you are rushing? Then he says, why should I bother? You're feeding your birds, but why should I bother about that? Then Laura says, if you don't, I bother because these are my birds. Gonzalo says, this is public property and this is public park. Here I can do whatever I wish. But Laura says, if it is a public park, then why were you saying that the bench where priest sat belongs to you? Then in this way, Gonzalo thinks that because of the argument, the lady is ill-tempered, the ill-mannered lady is. So let's get up from the place and go somewhere else. So Gonzalo, with the help of Jonito, starts moving somewhere. And the moment he starts walking, Laura, what does she say? She says that, what an ill-natured old man. Why must people get so fussy and cross when they reach a certain age? She says that when people reach a certain age, why people behave so? That their behavior is completely odd. So, don't know why is so. So looking towards the right, I'm glad she is looking at Gonzalo and says, I'm glad that he lost that bench. Serves him right for scaring the birds. He is furious. This man is very active. Let him find his bench himself. Yes, find a seat if you can. Poor man is wiping the perspiration from his face. Here he comes. A carriage would not raise more dust than his feet. It means that if you think you are quite active, you can find a bench for yourself. You just find it. I'm there. I would see. I would check from here. How do you get your bench? So he was, his perspiration, his sweat, he was wiping from his handkerchief and saying that a lot of dust here in this, park. Some people must have, poured some water, so scattered some water, so that the dust could not raise. Then Don Gonzalo, when he leaves the place, goes and stands. Have the priests gone yet, Jonito? So Gonzalo asking to Jonito that have the priests gone or not. Then Jonito says, no, indeed, sinner, they are still talking. So they are still talking. There is no hope of going. Don Gonzalo, the authorities should place more benches here for these sunny mornings. I'll go. Well, I suppose I must resign myself and sit on the bench with the old lady. So he tired waiting to get up those three priests. Unfortunately, he had to retire from his words and started moving, muttering himself. I don't know what that old lady will think, because again I am going to her place to sit. Himself, he sits extremely end of Donna Laura's bench and looks at her indignantly, touches his hat as he greets her, good morning. He sits beside her and touches, little shaking way, body, carriage, but changing himself, touching his feet, says good morning to her. But he doesn't listen because she was angry. The moment he said good morning, Laura, what? You are here again. So Laura got angry. What, you are here again? Don Gonzalo, I repeat that we have not met. He said, I repeat, please ma'am, I don't know who are you, and okay, so I do not know that the way you are fighting with me, I don't know who are you. Laura, I was responding to your salute. Of course, I don't know who are you, but you are murmuring something. I was responding to your salute, something you are murmuring, something you are saying in between your teeth. So don't do that. Then Gonzalo, good morning should be answered by good morning, and that is all you should have said. So Gonzalo said that I said good morning, but you said me something else. So good morning should be said by good morning. But what did you say? Laura, you should have asked the permission to sit on this bench, which is mine. So this is the main concern of Laura. This is the main worrying factor of Laura. So Laura says that, good morning, okay, but you should have taken permission. You should have taken my permission to sit on this bench, which is mine. Again, Gonzalo, these benches, the benches here are public property. And Gonzalo says that public here, these benches here are public property. Laura, why you said the priest house was yours? If it is public property, then why you said the benches who sat there was occupied by three priests? If you wish, you would have gone and sat anywhere, but you didn't do that. Then Gonzalo, very well. Senor, I have nothing more to say. Between his teeth, senile old lady, she ought to be at home knitting and counting her beads. He gets angry and says, the senile old lady, the kind of a age she is in, this is a time she should be at home by counting the beads. Prayers, we're doing some prayers, end of her life. Now if she dies, nobody is there to look after her. But by this time, she has come and fighting with me here. Old senile lady. Donna Laura, don't grumble anymore. I am not going to leave just to please you. Laura says, do not grumble anymore. I am not going to leave you just to please you. Don Gonzalo, brushing the dust from his shoes with his handkerchief. If the ground was sprinkled a little, it would be an improvement. So Gonzalo says that if here the dust would have been little, the water would have been sprinkled little, the dust wouldn't have risen. Donna Laura, do you use handkerchief as a shoe brush? because he took off his handkerchief and started wiping like a shoe brush. So she's asking, do you use your handkerchief as a shoe brush? Don Gonzalo, why not? I will use. It's my shoe brush. I do whatever I wish. Donna Laura, oh, do you use shoe brush as a handkerchief? Again, she's asking if you use handkerchief as a shoe brush. Then Gonzalo, what right do you have to criticize my action? I said, what right do you have to criticize my action? Always you are just behind me. What right do you have? And Laura says, a neighbor's right. Because she sat beside it. So she has a neighbor's right to talk to me. Gonzalo, Janito, my book. I do not care to listen to nonsense. So Janito bought book for Don Gonzalo, and after receiving the book, Gonzalo says, I do not want to talk to this nonsense lady. Donna Laura, you are very polite. Looking at this, Laura thinks that how polite he is, because he scolded her like nonsense lady. Then she is pulling his leg, saying how nice person he is. Then Donna Laura, okay, you are very polite. Don Gonzalo, pardon me, Senor, but never interfere with what does not concern you. But never interfere what does not concern you. You don't need to come in between, which is not yours, because it's my book. I'm taking my book and I'm reading. Why you are, interrupting in between? In this way, in the third day, we have seen the page number 37 and 38. Page number 37 and 38. Please read the page number 37 and 38, what we have discussed today. Alright, my dear students, if you have any doubts, you can comment me in the college YouTube section, and I definitely answer you. Right, so see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching.